Hi, thank you for stopping by here at Healings by Mer. I just did the Spanish video, so as customary now, I see my flow is better if we switch from Spanish to English. So here we go. Chasing a little kitty cat around. So what's going on, you guys? We're gearing up for this full moon, and the full moon is coming in strong. We're also gearing up towards Mars going direct and towards Jupiter having its last conjunction with Pluto, right? So what's happening? We're moving forward, ready or not. There's an intense understanding of who you are, and there's also no turning back. You know, it's very deep what we're happening here. The process, the fears, we're being called into something that's much greater. And we're being called to also go into the unknown, to step into uncertainty, to remove all clutter and to hold yourself to a higher standard. It's like a deeper personal energy that's going on here. It's like, let me work out all these deep soul contracts. So these are layers that your soul has, right? And this is, I believe, in reincarnation. These are levels that have been being worked on, and they can only be worked through emotional processes. And so between you and yourself and your higher self, or God, Source, Spirit, the Creator, whichever you wish to call them, you got to release your resistance. There's no going back, as I keep saying. You're being pushed by Spirit, like a little mama bird when she, pushes her little birdie off. Fly, ready or not, here you go. And so for the last decade, we've been preparing for these soul contracts to be worked out. Your soul chose to be in this incarnation, living these lessons. That's the reason why we have these astrological aspects, okay? I'm going to repeat myself because a lot of you that are sitting right now at home wondering why, right? I'm saying to you that is something you need to ask in a meditation. And I'm also saying to you, these are soul contracts between you and God, Source, Spirit. You decided to work these out during these incarnations. And these are contracts, top shelf, high contracts, higher self contracts. Only be worked during these intense astrological decade, right? So what's happening? We're making choices. We are being pushed, whether we're ready or not. We're thinking about humanity. We're stepping away from the expired energies. Mars finishes its retro. We can utilize it going the 14th. Now, however, understand that none of the past could exist in outdated versions. So everything's intentional, right? Why did my soul choose to live this? That's a meditation question. So what's going to happen? So we're moving out, we're maturing, we're holding ourselves together. We're gearing for the next 2 years. Why? Because it takes Mars 2 years to complete its circle. I'm sorry. So whatever you give energy now will be for the next 2 years in your plate. As Mars takes action, the last 45 days will be a catch up, and it'll be all the things that should have been happening since the beginning of the year. Why? Well, Mars was retro and all the other aspects. So now we're going to be like trying to catch up the entire year in 45 daes, and that doesn't go good. So just slow down, and you're being asked to stay uncomfortable whether you like it or not. And it's not a good place, Why? Because it's asking you to work a lot of things out, and it's asking you to be a master, mastery of self. Take full responsibility for your energy. Please don't be a victim. Please don't also fall into false ego. There's a lot of purging going on. And that's because Pluto is that planet. That's a planet of transformation, right? And generation. It's also rules Scorpio because it's so deep. Generational, transformational, evolutionary. Do you guys remember who I said? Orange boy. He's got a lot of Pluto in his contract. His natal chart, which is his soul contract, by the way, which brings me to my next advice. Get a natal chart. If you get a natal chart, and the best thing to do is for you personally to go investigating your own aspects. Why? Because the natal chart is the soul print. It's the reason why you're here. I would advise Orange Boy to have his natal card read, but it's this one of those things where I'm sure he would push it to the side, but really they do hold the key, and it's not something that you should go and have someone read for you. I'm going to recommend that you personally go investigating all of your aspects, because it will enrich your life, and it will also bring you closer to your higher self. Now, enough of this, no more of this, right? No more of hiding away. Mars goes direct, and that's it, baby. The last, between the 15th, between the full moon and the 19th, we're going to have a lot of aspects, not just the full moon. So Mars goes direct the 13th, however we feel it on the 14th, right? Then we've got that full moon, depending on where you live, could be the 14th or the 15th. Then we have the last opposition, right, between Jupiter and Pluto. Then Venus moves into Libra, and that's considered a soft square. Now, this is all hot and popping between the 14th and the 19th. Block those days off is what I would do. Be very cautious of your energy. All right, so what's happening there? Well, things are going to pick up, and Mars is going to be like, woo, it's time to move, right? And you're going to start to see relationships too in a different way, because you're going to start to recognize, who gives and who doesn't, who really deserves to stay in your life, what relationship is in balance. Be a captain of your energies, and Libra's pushing us towards that. Remember, the new version of ourselves cannot come in until the expired one has left us. You cannot get new stuff until you purge your old stuff. That's just how things work. And that's what universe is doing. It's working on balancing our energies, right? It's working on soul contracts that come from many lives and many generations. It's about mastering yourself too. And it's going to be intense, you guys. There's no other way around it. It's a lot of purging. I know it's affected my personal life as well. And again, all I'm doing is preparing myself for the next version of my higher self. And that's all that anyone needs to be concerned with at the present time. Stop the victim mode of the why me, why me, why me. Respond differently, as I have been advised to recently, in several readings. It's on how you react, right? It's about doing a different thing, because the definition of insanity is what again? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, right? So always come from a level of humanity. Each and every single thing that you do, even if it's something as simple as a bag of chips that you're eating, put that bag in the trash can. And why? Because we got to think about some other people. We got to think about our kids. We got to think about the future. Okay, we can't be stuck in ego and wanting to just always us come up, and not share the blessings. That's not how it goes. So again, strength through these aspects, connection to the higher soul contracts, top shelf contracts that we would have never had access to, because those energies were just not available. We can't show up to a party too early or too late. We got to show up just in time. And that's what we're all gearing up to right now. Just showing up showing up in time and showing up ready. If it didn't work before, it didn't work because you were not ready. Whether you like it or not, Spirit decided you weren't ready. So if you want to continue to get these things, then prepare yourself. Work on yourself. Work on your higher self. Don't work on from a false ego. Work on it from Spirit, show me. Why am I living these things? And you're going to see how things will unfold, because everything that should have been given to us, if it is worked from the right space and time, now is the time to manifest it. Now is the time to manifest all our dreams and desires. And why? It's because we've now gone through the void, and we've now gone through all the cap aspects that restructured and brought down the old, so we can build the new. Peace on earth.